Hello and welcome to the Veterans Outreach Program. We're located right here in Hutchinson, Minnesota. My name is Lisa Dettell and I'll be the host for the show. Our goal here on the program is to not only entertain you, but to inform veterans and their families of benefits and services and activities that are going on right here in our community as well as throughout Minnesota. Today we are actually going out on location to Freedom Farm, and we will have Tim Burley with us in the station from our local American Legion. Hi, I'm here with Susie and we're at Freedom Farm. Susie, could you tell us a little bit about how you got involved with this program?
Freedom Farm started 18 years ago. I wanted to reach out to people that maybe aren't as free as they think maybe they need to be, and share my love of horses with as many people as possible.
Okay, now you work with veterans. Do you work with veterans of all sorts, or?
We do. We started our program for veterans many years ago. It was a program for female veterans only. That program went on for about 5 years. Beautiful results with many women. And I took a break for just a short time with our veteran program, and the last 5 years has been a mixed group of male and female, all branches, all ages. Horses are incredible healers, friends, confidence builders, trust builders. I think the biggest thing that the horse provides for the veterans seeking a little bit different way to get help is the monkey mind, the quieting of the brain. So many veterans and people in general are working on mindfulness.
Yes.
And many will tell me they go to therapy once or twice a week, and they are very specifically working on being mindful. And so they go and they're told, now we're going to work on mindfulness. And when you come next to a 1,200-pound animal, mindfulness happens in a very natural way.
Okay.
And what the veterans are finding is then that it builds. And now it's every day for 5 minutes, every day for an hour, every day when I go to this place that I used to not be able to go to. And it's building.
Susie, can you tell us what a veteran would do once they get here?
Once a veteran gets here, we start with very basic grooming the horse, learning about horse behavior. We start really slow and build on what it is that you want to also work on. So I'll talk with each person and ask, what is your goal? Everybody has a little bit of a different idea, and we also know that goal might change, as once you start getting around a horse. Some veterans have come here already with a background of being with horses. Some have never been next to a horse, so it's different for everybody.
Now, can I ask you, I know you have a volunteer program here. Can you tell us a little bit about that and how people would get involved in that?
We have trained in over 140 volunteers for this year. We rely on volunteers for all of our programs.
Okay.
So with the veterans, horse people that have a lot of horse experience, we need to work with the veterans as a horse leader.
Okay.
Some of our veterans need people walking alongside for safety, and those people are trained in as sidewalkers. Sidewalkers do not have to have any horse experience.
Okay.
So we need both experience and non-experience, and we need volunteers for our veterans program, our at-risk teens, and our therapeutic riding.
Susie, as a veteran, if I wanted to come here and ride, how much would it cost for me to do that?
We do not charge our veterans. We rely on donations for all our veterans.
Now, I know that running this whole program must cost. I mean, there's always a cost to everything. If somebody wanted to help out by donating, how would they go about that?
They can donate either by going to our website or giving us a call or sending a check.
Okay.
And letting us know where they want that money to go specifically. Also sending us a check. going through your United Way fund. Some people do that through their paycheck or just on an individual basis. One of the big things that we are always working on getting completely funded is the care of our horses. It costs $4,000 a year per horse, and we need 12 horses for all of the people that we serve. And we, on average, are serving 75 to 100 a week.
Wow.
Yeah.
You are busy.
We're busy.
I would like to welcome Tim Barley from the American Legion, Post 96 in Hutchinson. Welcome.
Thank you, Lisa. I think it's crazy when you start thinking of what the veterans do. Like the Disabled American Veterans, Post 37 in Hutchinson. If you go there, they're actually getting equipment to St. Cloud when they're short of equipment. We have such great community support here in Hutchinson. As I mentioned earlier, there's over 700 members, or close to 700 veteran members of the Legion here. It's the third largest in the state. And then the DAV, we work very closely with. In fact, we just did a project where we put the new water fountain in the McLeod County Fairgrounds, which is Americans with Disability capable.
Okay. So if I wanted to join the American Legion, how would I go about that? Would I contact you? Would I go down to the center? And where are you located?
We're located in the Richard Larson. A member can sign up another veteran. Everybody has these little packets they carry. So that'd be one way to do it. They can go into the office and do it. It's $40 a year. I can tell you that in this community, we do a consolidated report because a report goes to Congress every year with the number of volunteer hours and the amount of money that is put back into the community. The recent number I heard is the organization's put about $500,000 back into Hutchinson every year.
Very good. Now I know we had talked a little bit just as far as other groups that you're involved in, such as the Eagle's Nest, Beyond the Yellow Ribbon. Would you like to talk a little bit about those?
Beyond the Yellow Ribbon does one main event here in the county a year, and that's at the fair. We acknowledge all these returning veterans who have been overseas in the last year. And they do kind of a gift basket. Actually, it's a overwhelming gift basket. As one of them said last year, I could have lived off the basket for a year. But that's at the fair, and that's during the demo derby before that starts. The important part of the Beyond the Yellow Ribbon is when, like, the local National Guard units deploy. It's to know that, one, we're there with them, so we'll send packets to help them out, but it's more of the people left behind, the families left behind. I know we get calls, we're in the HVAC industry, and we have our name on the list, so when a spouse experiences a furnace problem, they have somebody they can trust to call. And so we go out, a lot of times we just go out and fix it and say, thank your husband for your service, or thank your wife for your service, and we'll see you later. And that's
very nice.
With the Eagles Healing Nest, that's located in Sauk Center. That's where the original Eagles Healing Nest was. There's now one in Anoka. The nest in Sauk Center is men, and the Anoka branch is now females. Last count, there's a total of 101 veterans with the combined. So in Sauk Center, there's 71, around that number. Anoka is just building now the grounds. They had some land donated in an old reformatory, our school. The one in Sauk Center is a girls' school that closed, and every day they keep working on those buildings. All the food is provided, medical attention. They have trips daily to the VA. It's for veterans who are homeless, have TBI and can't function in society, or are just looking at stopping a habit, trying to get out of trouble. About a month ago, I had a veteran reach out to me from South Dakota. About 8 o'clock at night, he was done. That's the best way to put it. He was done. He has some issues that he was working through, and found himself in a situation where he was in self-danger as well as physical danger. We worked together that night to get him a bus ticket, stayed up through the night, made sure he got on the bus the next day, contacted him throughout the day before each stop so he didn't jump off and endanger himself further. So let me say, it was 8 o'clock one night. At midnight the next night, I picked him up in Burnsville, drove him to Sauk Center, bedded him down, made sure he was safe for the night, and then left at 10 o'clock the next morning and said, okay, let's go back to work. But that's what we do. We talk about the brother and sisterhood, and we can talk all we want, but if we don't have skin in this game,
Exactly.
our veterans are out there suffering.
It's the actions that count.
Yeah, and once you take away the basic, once you provide the basic survival for another human being, once you provide food, water, shelter, clothing, those kind of things, they can work on, those are little problems,
Yes.
but we have a hard time fighting through those. The big problems are, how do I deal with this event that happens every day? I wake up in the middle of the night with terror attack. It's going through my mind. I lost that brother or I lost that sister in battle. They can deal with that when we can take away the urge for all those natural human functions. We take away that so they're able to focus in on what's wrong.
Well, thank you very much. I
You're
appreciate
welcome.
your time, your talents. I appreciate what you do for their veterans out there. And yes, to let anybody know if they do have issues to get a hold of you or one of the other veterans.
I have all the organizations. I mean, there's the main organizations in town. We all have phone numbers. All of us have websites. The hutchlegion.org is the Legions. We're also on Facebook, and that's, believe it or not, that's where all the younger veterans go now, is Facebook. And that's where they find out what we have. Yes, we put newsletters out and things like that, but for anytime anybody, a veteran needs help, and not only veterans families. I'm going to tell you one quick story, and this will help veterans, spouses, and those kind of things. In fact, the other night we had a veteran who was in a car accident and passed away. His family may or may not realize that there are death benefits for veterans. They can be buried in a national cemetery, and there might have been, he might have already filed that, as I have. I've already filed with the Veteran Service Officer, so when I pass away, everything's taken care of for my family. They won't have to do any planning. They have military honors, they pay for the headstone, and other benefits. Oh, I had a friend whose father passed away from Lou Gehrig's disease. He was in the Air Force for 2 years. I said, you need to go talk to the Veteran Service Officer.
Yes.
Well, he only served for 2 years. ALS, or Lou Gehrig's disease, automatically qualifies a veteran at 100% disability. So his children are now receiving benefits from that, as is his spouse receiving benefits for that. I can tell you from just knowing them that that help has kept them, that veteran's family, on an even keel and able to survive. So there are programs out there. You know, we have 22 veterans a day take their life. If we can stop one,
Exactly.
if we can stop one, and we have the help, and
Exactly.
as I ask everybody who's, you can say, I got your 6. I'm here for you, brother. Or I'm here for you, sister.
Sometimes you got to prove it.
Skin in the game.
Exactly.
So I appreciate
Exactly.
you having me here.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.